Hello, everybody. It's Mother Ann from St. Matthias Church. Gosh, how I've missed you these many, many months. And I'm so very much looking forward to the time when we can gather together again in our beautiful church and have a really, really big celebration. Won't that be fun? Did you know that this Sunday was the feast of St. Nicholas? And St. Nicholas came just like he always used to come to our gatherings. And he read the story the night before Christmas. If you missed it, maybe your mom and dad could find it on our Facebook page. It's with our Sunday service from December 6th. So they could play St. Nicholas reading to you, and that would be really fun. Do you know it's time in the church to be getting ready for Christmas? And this time that we get ready for Christmas is a whole little season in the church, a season called Advent. And I thought for the next few weeks, I'd love to read to you a story called Look by Laura Alari. And this is a beautiful story that tells about how we look back and we look around and we look forward at Advent. So without delay, I'm going to get started, and I'll read part of the book today and part next week and part the week after that. So let's get started. This is the season of Advent. The church is dressed in purple, and our church is actually dressed in blue. And this church even has a pink banner to represent the pink candle on our Advent wreath, if you remember. The world outside has its own seasons and its own colors. These days, the warm light of autumn is seeping away. All the bright leaves have flown. Winter's coming in black and white. Furry frost coats the bare bones of trees, and by supper time we can already see the moon milky against the dark sky. In a branch outside my window, squirrels have built a nest. Even the shrubs are snug in their burlap blankets. We're all huddled in the dark, waiting for the light to return. In church, we're waiting too, waiting for Christmas. While we wait, we watch for the lights. This little part of the story is about looking back. It's called The People in Darkness. Long ago, the people of God huddled in the dark, waiting and watching for the light. It was a time of deep sadness. Once, they had lived happily in Jerusalem, but an army destroyed their city, their homes, their gardens, their holy places, and carried the people far away across the desert. Everything they knew and loved was gone. All the color and light had seeped out of the world. But in the darkness, God whispered messages of hope. I will bring you home again. Where the ground is dry and cracked, a spring will bubble up. From a dead stump, bright green leaves will grow. On those who sit in deep darkness, light will shine. So even though they could not see the way ahead, the people kept watching for the light. I wonder if it was hard to hope. Maybe they looked back and told stories about how God had been with them in the past. Maybe that helped them wait, knowing they were not alone in the dark. During Advent, we look back. We remember people who waited for God, especially in times of trouble. Every day we put a new ornament on our Jesse tree. Each one tells a story. Noah and his family waiting for the storm to stop. Abraham and Sarah waiting for a child. The Hebrews in Egypt waiting to be free. Miriam and Moses waiting to see the promised land. The people of Jerusalem waiting to go home again. Sometimes I feel like I'm waiting for something. Sometimes I want God to come and help me. Their stories are my story too, and they're your stories as well. These are our stories, aren't they? During Advent, we practice waiting and watching. We look through old photo albums and watch movies from when I was little. We try to see how God was with us in sad times and happy times. Sometimes we see more clearly when we look back. Every night we ask, where did I see God today? And maybe you could ask yourself that too. Where did you see God today? Sometimes I write about it in my journal. Sometimes I paint or draw. Sometimes I use prayer beads. With each bead, I tell God what I hope for. One night, we bundle up and go outside to look at the stars. We remember that God is in the darkness too. Wherever I am, God is with me. Wherever you are, God is with you too. That's all for today, and I hope you have a really, really wonderful week, and I look forward to sharing the next part of the story with you next week. God bless.